theatre here ahead of our 2016 opener at the Copper Box Arena. First time we've been there, very excited. Fantastic arena. And a huge night of boxing live on Sky Sports on Saturday night starting at 7:30 p.m. Got 14 fights on the card and a number of the title fights, in fact, all championship fights up here today. A stellar undercard as well beneath. Young Dion Juma, KALLE SAUERLAND's young charge. A fantastic young fighter. Reece Bellotti, former two-weight ABA champion, continue his charge in the pros. LUISA, Craig Richards. Craig Richards is also on. Lucian Reid is on. It's a packed card, and I'm going to talk about the championship fights here today. First of all, a fight, two local rivals, and sold a huge amount of tickets between them. It's a southern area light middleweight title fight. And firstly, I'm going to ask the champion, Chris, how'd you do it? Go ahead. Tell us about the fight.
I've got what I come for in boxing as it is already, and obviously Ben is expected, and I think he's known as Ben the sensational. If he's what he thinks he is, then he should blow me out there in a couple of rounds. That's not going to be happening. I'm here to keep the title.
Obviously, big support for both of you, just down the road. Yep. Essex out in force on Saturday night.
Yes, mate.
And it's going to be a great fight. And live on Sky as well, your fight.
Yeah, what dreams are made of. I mean, since I was a little kid, not a little white boxer, but some kind of sport. I dreamed of being a professional sports, and I was here today. Like I said, it's just like for me. Like I said, I'm liking this, and I want to be here for longer.
Ben, the challenger going into the fight on Saturday, as Chris said, perhaps a slight favourite going into the fight, but progressed through obviously a number of fights at the O2 Arena. Yeah. A big night for you at York Hall. Been out a while with that cut, but sold a huge amount of tickets for Saturday and expecting a great atmosphere.
I am, it's maybe people say I'm the favourite to win, but ended up not really looking into anything like that. Chris has achieved his dreams to be a Southern Area champion. It's in my path to be a world champion. That's what I believe I can be. This is the first of many steps for me. I've trained hard, I've trained well, got big supporters of it, as he says, coming down, likewise as Chris. And just, as he just said, it's going to be on Sky Sports, so I'm over the moon with that. And I really truly believe that I want to go in there and do a good job in this fight. I think my punching power, my speed is going to be a little bit too much. And I'm really looking forward to the fight.
Thank you, Ben. A young man who I believe has a huge future in the super featherweight division. Unbeaten as a professional and defending his WBC international title on Saturday is Martin Wall. Martin, a solid test for you on Saturday against Mario Passanti.
Yeah, I've got a good solid test in front of me against the Italian champion, and I'm looking to go out there and do a good job on Saturday night. Make a good start to the year, the new year, and impress by doing a good job on them.
Obviously, talks of European titles towards the end of 2015, and after this, really looking for that, or certainly the Lonsdale belt.
Yeah, it never come through the European title, but we're going to be working hard and pushing this year for a good title, big title. So either the Lonsdale or the European, whatever comes available at the time, I'm going to be pushing for. But I've got a job to do on Saturday night, and I'll be doing it in style.
A great fight also on the Sky broadcast on Saturday night. Had a lot of media attention, obviously, because of his background. Leon McKenzie, big chance for you at the Copper Box on Saturday. I know you're used to the big stage, but this time boxing related, and a big chance for you, and I know you're excited.
Yeah, this is it. This is the levels now. This is what I've been working for. I look forward to fighting. I don't really have too much to say now. All the hard work's done. All the talking is done. I don't overlook my opponent. I'm expecting a tough fight, but again, I'm special DNA. So Saturday, can't wait.
Kelvin, I think probably the more experienced of the two, certainly the sparring that you've had, I know who you've mixed with in the past. Believe that you're a favourite going into this fight on Saturday.
I'll class myself as the underdog in this fight. I have to. I'm a near-way corner. I've got full respect for Leon. So I've got bags of experience. The last year and a half, I haven't been. I probably haven't had the heart to what I once did have in boxing. But getting this opportunity is really brought me back, put a bit of life back into my boxing, and I've had a good hard camp. I've been training all Christmas. You know, I've got 3 little kids at home. They're going to be watching me. So you know, I'm doing it for my family, and you know, I'm really excited of getting in there and getting a good win.
It's a great fight. One fight that I just can't wait for on Saturday. It's a shame that, unless it's a draw, someone's got to lose. Is 2 great lads, all both part of the Matchroom stable. Is the Commonwealth Super Lightweight Championship and the WBC International Championship as well. John Wayne Hibbert, the champion, against Tommy Martin, the challenger. Previous friends, I suppose, and I'm sure they will be after, and sparring partners as well in the past. Both sold a huge amount of tickets. The atmosphere for that fight is going to be fantastic. It's a real 50-50 clash, and I'm going to start with a challenger, Tommy Martin.
Yeah, I don't really know what else to say. We've done a lot of talking. I said most of my stuff yesterday, but I'm just looking forward to a great fight. It's going to be an absolutely unbelievable night of boxing. Just look at the fighters on the bill, and what a great start to the new year.
Obviously, you've been out in Spain, you had a great camp, and this is a step up for you. I'm not necessarily surprised, but interesting to see the bookies make you a favourite going into this fight. Obviously, moving up the levels to face John on Saturday.
Yeah, that's good to see if you're a better man, but I don't focus on stuff like that. I just switch off from that. I train like I'm the underdog, but I don't know. I don't really know what else to say. I'll just have a few comebacks when Wayne starts on this.
Well, Wayne, we know you spent a lot of time out in Tenerife for this camp. You really invested in yourself. I know you had a nutritionist on board. You look fantastic, and very confident, I know, going into Saturday.
Yeah. Firstly, I just want to thank all my team for getting me in this shape. I'm in a great place. You know, Tommy is the favourite. He was talking yesterday about all the pressures on me, but you know, everyone thinks he's going to beat me, which I'm going to prove everybody wrong, including you, Barry. That's all right, mate. Yeah, like Tommy said, you know, there's not a lot more to say. You know, the fight's only Saturday, and I'll do all my talking in there when I retain the titles with my little children.
What do you think will be the difference on Saturday night? The experience and the level of opposition you faced in the past?
Yeah, you know, like Tommy's undefeated. He's a good fighter, but he ain't been involved in these fights, and I'm going to take him into tough waters, you know, and we'll see how he gets on in it. I've got, like he said the other day, I've only got 3 more fights more than him or something, can I? But you know, it's them fights, them tough fights that you come through, and you know, like the Dave Ryan fights and that, and the Tyler fights. You know, you come through them, and that's why I'm the champion.
Thank you. Look forward to that fight. It's a great
Cheers,
encounter. Another fight that's really captured the imagination on the bill and a must-win fight is John Ryder against Sergei Kamitsky for the WBA Middleweight Intercontinental Championship. We've seen Sergei Kamitsky on a number of occasions, also, of course, beating Frank Guglielmi, nearly beating Martin Murray, and knocking out Adam Etches as well. He's had huge success here. He's ranked top 15 with the WBA. And firstly, Sergei, welcome back to the UK, and it's good to see you. You're ready for Saturday.
Thank you very much. Yeah, готовился.
He's really prepared for this Saturday night.
Готов на 100%.
100% ready for this fight.
Очередной раз хочу огорчить английских болельщиков.
I'm sure it will be next upset for English fans.
Ну, бой, конечно, все покажет.
And we will see everything on a Saturday night.
Thank you. John, obviously a big fight for you now. You know, the disappointment of the Blackwell defeat, come back with a win. Been working very hard with your team for this fight, and obviously behind the scenes with the nutritionists, etc. And you know yourself, a must-win on Saturday night.
Yeah, massive must-win fight for me, and a fight I'm sure I can win and will win. I know what Sergei brings to the table, but I believe I've got all the answers.
Obviously, this was a fight that many feared, and we've seen what Sergei has done before. But this was, you felt, the perfect opportunity for you to go and make a statement.
Yeah, big time. This is my time to shine now, and to look good in doing so, and to beat Sergei will be good because he's got a good reputation on these waters. So
to send him home with a loss would be great.
Thank you. We move on to the main event. George Groves against Andrea de Luisa. Obviously it's a pleasure to have George back on the card, still one of the top fighters and top names in British boxing. And before we talk to George and his new team with Shane McGuigan and our co-promoter KALLE SAUERLAND, I'm going to speak to Andrea de Luisa. And firstly, Christian from OPI, someone who we're having a lot of work with lately. Welcome back. And I know through speaking to you, you're very excited about this fight and you believe an upset could be on the cards.
You know, it's good afternoon. We would know it would be a tough fight, but Andres come here to play his chances, of course.
Obviously, the experience of travelling to Canada and fighting Lucien Bute, no different, a lot closer, of course, and the travelling, no problem, ready for a big night.
Traveling is not a problem. Also, his amateur career, he traveling all around the world. So.
And a few words from Andrea about his preparation for this fight.
Tutto come deve andare, ha avuto dei buone sedute di sparring, come diceva la differenza con Lucian Bute. Lucian Bute è in guardia destra, io odio in guardia destra, questo è, infatti Giorgio proprio è un ottimo pugile, faremo sicuro un bel incontro.
Preparation went well. He had a good sparring. About the Lucien Bute fight, Lucien Bute was a southpaw, and the gate is southpaw. So this time, I think will be a different fight and a good fight for the people.
Thank you. To say a few words, our exclusive broadcast partner, Mr. Adam Smith, the head of an exciting 2016, following on from a great year last year, and looking forward to the Copper Box on Saturday night.
Yeah, I think it was a fantastic year in 2015. What do we end it with? 12 British world champions. I think the sport's in a phenomenal place, I really do. Obviously, we saw David Haye come back. We've seen Deontay Wilder and the Americans already in January. The heavyweight division is more than alive and well. But look at this. Look at what we've got to kick off the British side of things on Saturday night. Really looking forward to seeing all these guys in action. We had Tommy Martin around the Sky Studios yesterday. John Wayne Hibbert was, I think, still abroad, so it would have been nice to have them both there, and then we'll bring John Wayne back another time. But it was great to see Tommy. He was so sort of full of life and fresh and vibrant about what lies in front of him. It was really good to have him around the Sky Studios yesterday. I've seen George, obviously, in the build-up to this. I firmly believe that George Groves has the ability to become a world champion. I'm in the camp of the fight against Badu Jack was razor tight. It was a very, very close affair. Obviously, he gave Carl Froch all he could handle in their first fight. And the second fight was nip and tuck until the knockout. So I think George has the character and the qualities, and alongside Shane McGuigan and the trainer, I really believe is doing a fantastic job with the likes of Carl and David as well. I think George has chosen well. And I think with the powerful team, the Sauerlands behind him, I think George can come again. Obviously, he's got to deal with the man to my right, Andrea de Luisa, who we've seen at top level. And I'm sure, knowing Christian well, that his man's going to come and give it absolutely everything on Saturday night. I think it's a great way to start the year at the Copper Box. I think the atmosphere is going to be electric for some of these guys. You know, Leon McKenzie in action. I think it's going to be brilliant. John Ryder's got a make or break fight, as he said. It's a terrific way to start the year. And a year that I think is going to be even better than 2015.
Thank you, Adam. And to introduce his fighter and also the team as well, it gives me great pleasure to welcome my good friend, KALLE SAUERLAND, over to London as we kickstart a year of probably many more fights together, hopefully. So, over to you, KALLE.
Thanks, Eddie, certainly. Well, I'd like to sort of follow on the words of Adam. First of all, it's great to be involved in a show with so many great fighters on Saturday night. I think some real great matchups. For George, you know, and for us, it was a bit of heartbreak. No denying that, no hiding that in Las Vegas. I think I mentioned that in length at the first press conference. We're not going to talk too much about that. This is not a comeback. This is simply an announcement that we are very much in business this year for a world title, a successful world title challenge. Our company over the years has a rich history in the division. going back to the 80s, Mugabe, Rocky Gianni, Sven Otka in the 90s, Marcus Beyer, Arthur Abraham, Mikkel Kessler. Those are all champions we produced. And George Groves is next on that list, believe me, and that's not some promoter waffle or rubbish talk. That's what we believe. You know, that's what when we signed George, that's what we saw in him, and that has not changed one bit. What has changed, I think, is that we've got the perfect setup now. I'm not gonna tell you that I've watched 1,000 hours of sparring. Unfortunately, I've been away a lot recently, so my brother's seen a lot. He's told me a lot, and but the chemistry that is going on behind the scenes, I think we're going to see the first taste of it on Saturday night. Bear in mind that it's the beginning of a long journey for the two. You know, there's only so much, of course, that will have changed in the short space of time, but expect a razor-sharp George on Saturday night. And I think before I pass over to George, I think maybe Shane wants to say a few words how it's been going, and certainly the YouTube the pad work impressed me very much.
Yeah, I mean, you know, when George came to me, it was, you know, we had one goal, and that's to become a world champion. And I think, you know, we sat at length and we discussed it with Nissa, and you know, we need to get over a couple of hurdles to get there. But I have the utmost faith. After doing, you know, a week worth of training with George, I was, you know, massively impressed by him. His speed, his timing, his reflexes, everything is there. We just have to, you know, go and go quietly about our business and get into that world title. But first on our way is Andre de Luisa, who's you know, mixed it and fell short at the top level. So that's first on the list on Saturday night, and we're looking to get a spectacular win and move on to the next one. So it's been a great camp, and it's the start of a long journey.
Thanks, Shane. Now over to the returning and future super middleweight world champion, George Groves.
Yeah, I'm very excited to be boxing, to be back in the ring. As Shane says, we've been working really well together, and it's just good to be busy, good to be active, good to be back, you know, headlining in London, back boxing on Sky. It's you know, it's still exciting for me, and yeah, we're looking for a good win Saturday, and then you know, seeing what doors open up and progressing from there. But I feel a change is happening in the gym, and look forward to showing that on Saturday night.
Thanks, George. That's the main event. 14 fights in total on Saturday night. Doors open at 4 o'clock at the Copper Box. We're going to get underway shortly after that. Number of championship fights, of course, and all the guys here available for your photos and one-on-ones with the media. We're going to split the tables and then have head-to-heads up on the stage, and we look forward to seeing you on Saturday night and ready for the weigh-in tomorrow at 1 p.m. Thanks very much.